Yo, what is up everyone? Jay here with another Fire Emblem Heroes reaction video to this month's legendary hero, and it is a legendary hero I've been waiting for a long time, and it is legendary Caeda. So she's finally getting the treatment she deserves. Look at her, the beloved queen. She's so cute, so pretty, and I'm super excited. As you guys know, I'm a huge Arcanea fan, and obviously Marth, the Marth man, so you know, the ever-loving, ever-supporting wife is finally getting her legendary version to alongside her husband. So I'm super excited, and a few weird things. It was leaked already that it was going to be Caeda, so we kind of knew like a week in advance. So that was kind of unfortunate, I guess, for people who want to be surprised. But I was glad because I was able to save my orbs. And also, they dropped this trailer like 3 in the morning for me, so which is really odd because they normally always reveal it or drop the trailers at a specific time, which is like around 9 or 10 p.m. my time. But they dropped this 3 in the morning, and I was already asleep, so I was gone. But when I woke up, you know, I was super excited. I just kind of wish I was able to see it when it happened, but very odd that they dropped it early like that. And also, it's not even, I mean, it is late February, but it's not like as late as you expect. Normally they reveal it like 2 or maybe 3 days before the month ends, but for some reason they revealed it late at night and early in the month. So very strange, but I'm not complaining, of course, because it's Caeda, and here we are. So she's a Lance Flyer, of course, and her art is amazing, by the way. Beautiful artwork, and of course voiced by one of my favorite voice actors, Charmy Lay. So yeah, and she's like, again, she's a Lance Flyer, so she's holding her rightful wing spear, the weapon that a lot of people thought she should have had at the beginning of the game when she was first released, her original version. But instead they made it a sword for some reason, so now she's finally getting that rightful wing spear. And she's a water legendary, and her husband Marth, of course, is fire, so that's kind of cool. And she's a speed pair up, so I think this is new because pair ups normally don't give stats. So she's a speed pair up, which is definitely gonna be nice. And yeah, so let's look at her kit. I can't get over how great she looks. And wing lifted spear. So this weapon is pretty crazy. Although we'll get to it, but she's not as crazy as I thought she would be. But let's just go over the weapon. So this weapon gives her Canto, and it's effective against armored and cavalry foes, of course, because that's what wing spear does. Grants attack +3, and if she initiates combat or is within 2 space of an ally, grants +5 to all her stats. Just like Brave Marth has. And then also, if the foe has bonuses, grants attack speed defense res +X to unit and inflicts the same debuff. So it's basically a buff stealer, kind of like Binding Necklace that FEH has. So very interesting, and I like to think that she has this buff stealer because she steals Marth's heart and Roger's heart. If you guys have played Shadow Dragon, but yeah, I like to think that's why they gave her this effect, which is definitely very nice because I feel like it's very fitting, and definitely needs more than just +5 in effectiveness, because I mean, her summer version and her young version already have effectiveness to like sword units and all these kind of crazy, they have so much effectiveness, and I was expecting this version to have that, but it doesn't, which is fine. Like, it doesn't have to be completely broken, but I really was expecting at least some kind of crazy effectiveness, because you know, we've had the 2 past Caedas, and now we can kind of going back to original Caeda. And I also wish she had -1 cooldown instead of attack +3. That would have been nice. I would rather have -1 cooldown, because Feather Sword and Dolphin Divax also have attack +3, so I was kind of wishing this would be different a little bit. But yeah, that's just a minor nitpick. This is still a great weapon, of course, and has Canto as well. So this is going to be really good to just hit and run if you can kill them. And extra stats, of course, and the buff stealer. So that is Wing Lifted Spear, aka the Wing Spear, pretty much. Comes with Moonbow, Distant Storm. So I was really expecting the attack version of Distant Pressure to be named Distant Offense or Distant Power, but they definitely went for a curveball and named it Distant Storm, which I like. I like the name a lot. Distant Storm is cool. And then she comes with her PRFB skill, Faithful Loyalty. So this is her signature skill, and basically what it does is it gives her advantage against any kind of armored or cavalry foe that attacks her, which is really nice because she has effectiveness and can definitely OHKO a lot of them. And then she also gets no follow-up or partial no follow-up. Yeah, she gets partial no follow-up, and then after combat, she also grants Vantage to herself. So it's only Vantage for 1 turn, so you know, after that 1 combat, she can have Vantage against anybody, which is pretty cool. But of course, Vantage has its downfalls. It's very weak to Hardy Bearing, so any kind of Hardy Bearing unit can just kind of stop this stuff, which is kind of unfortunate for Caeda, but you know, because she's not going to be the bulkiest unit ever, and you know, it is good to have Vantage at full HP though, for sure. That's better than having it at like below 50, but you know, it's a pretty good B skill. It's nothing crazy, nothing super duper crazy. You know, the partial no follow-up is pretty much what you'd expect from a lot of no follow-up effects, and of course the no follow-up skill. So Faithful Loyalty is nice for sure, and then attack, defense, Orion 3. So overall, I think Caeda is a solid unit. I wouldn't say she's broken or anything. She's not like meta defining or crazy good, but she's definitely solid, of course. And you know, I'd say she's like on the level of like legendary Faye, but not on the level of like legendary Claude, obviously, and stuff like that. So, and you know, she's a water pair up legendary, so she's gonna have to deal with a lot of annoying stuff like legendary Chrom and legendary Dimitri. Well, I wish she had the effectiveness against lances, because that would have been nice to deal with those in the water season, but she fortunately doesn't. It's just armored and cavalry now. So, but overall, I still love Caeda, and I want to plus 10 this legendary because I have the plus 10 version of her husband, so it's only right I would try to plus 10 this one. So yeah, so that is basically Caeda. She also has good fodder. Distant Storm is good for a lot of units if you want advantage sweep and just get attack in both phases. So there she is, popping that Sword Knight, and yeah, just showcasing the advantage here pretty much against any kind of cavalry foe. She can just have the advantage. It's going to be really nice because, you know, of course, they're weak to her weapon. So it's so cute that she's paired up with Martha right there. You can never separate them. And yeah, so let's look at the rest of the legendary heroes. So we have Sothis on red. We have legendary Leaf on colorless. Legendary Edgard, legendary Corrin, Triandra. Who else is on here? We got Regan. We have Note, which is really good because I'm going to be summoning on this banner. Malice, Faye, who also shares colors in blue, Leegyarn, Ascended Leegyarn, Astrid. So yeah, that is pretty much everybody on the banner. It's pretty decent. I wouldn't say it's amazing. I don't think it's as good as the last one or the past couple ones. So for blue, obviously you have Caeda, you have Note, and Faye, which is a very good color because Faye and Note are pretty solid units. Note is probably the best one, especially if you're hardcore in Aether Raids, you know, Pathfinder, defense stuff. But she also has amazing fodder because she gives distant counter and attack speed menace. Legendary Faye gives distant stance, which is a stance I would really like to have, or distant counter skill I'd like to have. And she's pretty solid herself as a unit. She also comes with, I think, defense res menace, I think. And then legendary Caeda, of course, has great fodder. So I'm definitely gonna be trying to summon for her and getting merges because the blue pool here is pretty good. So maybe I'll make a summoning video for that. Right now I have like about 700 orbs. So I'm hoping those can give me like maybe get up to +3 because I'm definitely not getting a Caeda every single time. But yeah, let's go to the other colors. We got red here. So red has Malice, Sothis, and Regan. So it's not the best color. Regan's pretty much the best unit here. Sothis really needs a remix or refine. She's not the greatest. She's definitely one of the worst mythics right now. Malice is decent. She has attack speed push 4 and spurn, which, you know, it's good, but there's so many units with those skills. But she's a pretty solid sword infantry unit, and the Regan, of course, is like one of the best Astro mythics. So, you know, red is pretty good, but again, it's risky because if you don't want Sothis, it's going to be kind of a bummer. Next, we have colorless. So colorless has legendary Leaf, legendary Corrin, and Ascended Leegyarn. So Ascended Leegyarn is definitely one of the best vocabs right now. Legendary Leaf is kind of fallen off because he has his Scion version to deal with, and his weapon doesn't give any stats. And of course, there's a lot of far save units that kind of can just stop him, but he's still a good unit and a solid Brave Bow user. Legendary Corrin's pretty good. You know, she has the Gaining Fang, and she has high attack and speed, so she's pretty good as a dragon. And then green, we have Astrid, legendary Edelgard, and Triandra. So green, I don't know what's worse, if it's green or red. I don't know. Green seems kind of like a dud because Triandra, she's good, but I don't know if a lot of people are going to be trying to summon for her unless you play Aether Raids a lot. You have legendary Edelgard, who fell really, really hard, no pun intended, because her fallen version pretty much is just way better than her. And her Brave version is also better than her, I'd say. I remember when she first came out, everybody was like, yo, she can use double Gale Force, she can move twice. But then Fallen Edelgard came out and had that, and then some. So she definitely has a lot of competition, and there's just so many better Axe Armors than her, you know, that also do other roles like saving and near saving and whatnot. She doesn't really do that. I guess she can, but she has to be solo. So her playstyle's kind of weird. And then you have Astrid, who's a really good support unit, but not a unit I think a lot of people want to pull for, and she doesn't have the greatest fodder. She has speed, defense, bond 4, which is not a very good bond skill. I don't think a lot of bond 4s are that great, especially when unities exist. But yeah, that's pretty much everyone on the banner. I'm definitely going all in on blue. Hopefully I can get a good amount of Caedas. If I don't, at least I have good fodder because Faye and Note definitely have a lot of good stuff. So overall, the banner is not the best, but I'm just super stoked that Caeda's on it, and I'm glad that she's finally getting her legendary version. I would have been down if she got an Ascended version, because I would completely understand that, but I'm glad she got the legendary version that she deserved. Even if it's not the strongest ever, I'm still super glad that she got it, because Caeda is basically one of the first Nintendo heroines, you know, Marth's beloved, and basically the girl that supports him all the way through, empowers him and strengthens him. And I love those kind of relationships. They're pretty much like my favorite fictional couple next to like Cloud and Tifa, pretty much. Those are like the two couples that I really love, and they give me a lot of brain rot. But yeah, so that's pretty much the banner, guys. Let me know what you guys think down below if you do comment. And one more thing before I end the video, I did make a collage of them because I just love them so much. Here's a collage of Marth and Caeda. You can never separate them. And this is not even all the pictures of them. By the way, this is just some of them that I picked. So the young version, the one in the anime, a lot from Cypher, FE Warriors, you know, FEH obviously, their legendary versions now, their Bride versions, their ones in New Mystery, their Resplendent versions, their Nendroids, their Nendos, or should I say, that's what people call them, and then the Cypher cards. So there's just so much Marth and Caeda love out there, and they're definitely one of my favorite couples. So yeah, this tweet is basically just my appreciation for these two. I love these two as a couple, and just as characters in general. And yeah, so follow me on Twitter, by the way. This is my shameless plug, I guess. And I'm going to be going in hard on this banner, like I said. Not sure if I have time to make a video, but I kind of want to make a summoning video. If I suffer, you know, you guys can suffer with me. But hopefully I do get lucky and get a decent amount of merges, because when Legendary Marth came out the first time in 2018, I think late 2018 was when he came out, which is so long ago, or at least feels so long ago. I got really unlucky at the time because I had 500 orbs saved at the time, and I had only gotten, like, I think I only got 1 or 2 merges, which was tough. And especially back then when legendary banners were still relatively new, it was really painful. I mean, it still is painful to get not get the characters you want, obviously, but back in the day when I was still relatively new to the game and you didn't really know how bad these legendary banners could fuck you up, it was painful. So, you know, hopefully I get more luck getting merges for Caeda than I did getting for Marth the first time, and I really do want to plus 10 both of them, because I did eventually overcome the hurdle and plus 10 legendary Marth a few months ago, so hopefully I can plus 10 Caeda someday, and that would be super nice. And she's going to be a great unit to have in general. You know, I do want to plus 10 her summer version as well. That's another thing I want to do, but I'm not sure at this point if I can even have enough orbs for that. So yeah, and I also love that Caeda has the fur collar thing, as you guys can see right here, and Marth also has the fur collar thing. So they both have matching floof, matching fur collar thing. I don't know if that has a name. I'm just gonna call it fur collar. I'm not a fashionista, but if that has a name, I apologize. But I just love how they both kind of match here, so that's really cute. And pretty much, you know, these two designs, it's like this is the design you'd imagine them wearing when they ruled Arcanate together. So it's really wholesome, and obviously all these pictures are super cute. But yeah, that's pretty much the video, guys. Thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed the video, leave it a like, and wish you luck on this banner if you summon, and all support is appreciated. Subscribe if you haven't, and peace out, guys.